In this Jedi Survivor video, I will be sharing with you some information about upcoming updates to the game. On top of that, a brand new patch did release for the game today, and I will share with you my findings before the game has even officially released. Before we do get into today's video though, make sure you do subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any future Jedi Survivor videos, and a thank you to EA for allowing me to get the game early. So I mentioned in my review for the game that performance on PC was downright dreadful, and I wasn't the only one. I thought I might have been, but unfortunately it's a widespread issue. Most people suffered the same sort of issues I had, and EA Star Wars did put out a tweet last night saying that there will be a patch that will arrive on launch day across all platforms, and in the weeks ahead we'll deploy patches that will fix bugs, improve performance, and add new features for accessibility. I'll get into those later on in the video, but let's talk about this patch because one did release today, which I'm not sure if this is the one they are referring to because it's just a few hours before the game is set to release. However, what I've done is go to the areas that were giving me plenty of issues, and I found that it has fixed a lot of them. For example, when I would go into the Mantis and select a planet, then go into hyperspace, the FPS would drop to around 10 FPS every single time. From my testing right now, this patch has fixed that issue. I don't have performance issues when I'm travelling in the Mantis anymore. Another thing I noticed was when I landed on a planet in the Mantis, you would see a lot of the assets around the Mantis to be very low resolution. They fixed this, but by making the camera look more up to the sky for a little bit longer, so you can't see the rocks loading into the game. It's not entirely solving the issue considering I'm on an extremely fast Gen 4 NVMe. These things shouldn't be an issue, but nevertheless, I'm glad that I don't have to see ugly low poly rocks every time I load into Kobo. The most important thing though is the overall performance of the game when you're just playing. Unfortunately, it's not being completely fixed to where I want it to be, but there is improvement because I'm finding I'm getting closer to 60 frames per second than I was in taxing areas, specifically on Kobo. It's hitting 60 more often than it was, but it's still not quite there. There are still plenty of dips down to the late 30s, early 40s, which is still unacceptable for the graphic settings I'm using on such a good PC. Changing graphic settings still doesn't make a huge difference. For example, low settings still are well below 60 FPS in the taxing areas, and putting them up too high doesn't really change anything. I'm seeing more CPU usage, which is good because it was definitely lacking in that. That seems to be where some of the issues stemmed from. It's still not great that this game was delayed and is still having these issues. Significant issues, not just a few occasional stutters here and there. It's dreadful performance throughout the game except the last third, I would say, from what I've experienced. They didn't give us any patch notes, hopefully they will do, but it does seem like some of the other bugs have also been fixed. The download size of this patch was 6.3 gigabytes, but not that it matters anyway, because most people seem to think it's about how much content they add to the game, it's just how many files they change. We actually got an update that was around the same size pretty much a few days ago, which pretty much didn't fix any performance issues, but this new one that has now released definitely has improved things, but they're not completely fixed. But now let's talk about upcoming updates that will include new features for accessibility. So EA put out a blog post discussing how they made this game far more accessible for more people to play, which is great. It's just so much more accessible than Fallen Order. According to the blog post, there will be new features added post-launch, including a high contrast mode and menu narration. There are a few other features that people do want to see in the game that are not accessibility related, such as the ability to change the individual lightsaber colour for each blade, plus the return of the battle grid mode, and the ability to replay bosses without having to go through the entire game again in New Game Plus, because battle grid mode allowed you to do that somewhat. You could just spawn in either the Second Sister or Malicos and you'd be able to fight against them. You can't do that in this game, which is rather unfortunate. I'd love to hear your thoughts on anything I've talked about in this video down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like, subscribe so you don't miss any future Jedi Survivor videos. If you did miss any of my previous videos, which you probably did, click on the playlist on screen right now, and I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.